Subscribe. MTL World at Mittel World 1 YouTube channel. Swallowed Star 2. Origin Continent. Volume 7. 9 Rivers Holy Realm. Chapter 296 Prey of the Late God Emperor. 24th of Volume 7. Whoosh. A sleek black airship sliced through the sky, vanishing into dense clouds as it sped away from Yulan City. According to the map, we've officially entered the Elders' hunting zone, Di Qing said, his voice slightly tense. His sharp gaze swept the vast, empty void around them, filled with caution. In this region, my power is significantly restricted. We'll have to rely on you, brother Luo Feng. Leave it to me. Luo Feng remained composed as the bionic eye of destruction slowly opened on his forehead. Simultaneously, the Xuanqing Tian destruction formation diagram within him began to operate at full capacity. A barely perceptible energy field expanded around the flying ship, forming an invisible protective net and ever-watchful defense against hidden threats. You should already be familiar with the hunting rules, brother Luo Feng, Di Qing muttered, lowering his voice. But let me remind you again, this is our first time in the Elders' hunting zone. We must be extremely cautious. Yulan City provided intelligence reports on hunting zones, and Luo Feng had studied them carefully. However, no amount of second-hand knowledge could replace real combat experience. Only through countless battles could one truly internalize such knowledge. Swish. 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 Unbeknownst to them, a ghostly, centipede-like entity slithered silently through the void. Even with the Eye of Destruction, Luo Feng failed to detect its presence. This was a terrifying creature known as the Blood Demon Alizi, a member of a notorious race among low-level Xuanhuan beings. Feared for their unparalleled stealth and lethal venom, they were a nightmare for cultivators. Swoosh. 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 The Blood Demon Alizi fixed its gaze on the black airship from a distance, carefully analyzing the protective formation around it. Two practitioners, wandering into this territory. But they don't seem to be the elders of Yulan City. As a late-stage God Emperor level being, the Blood Demon Alizi held a significant position within its clan. It had a basic understanding of Yulan City's elders, though its information was slightly outdated. That said, the elders of Yulan City rarely changed over time. Better to strike first. The creature contemplated briefly before making a decision. It knew hesitation could cost it the prey if it waited too long. Others of its kind might stumble upon these practitioners and snatch the opportunity away. Just as practitioners hunted Xuanhuan beings for power, these creatures also sought out practitioners. Devouring enough of them could enhance their bloodline, increase their strength, and even break the shackles and regain their freedom. This prey is mine. Without further delay, the Blood Demon Alizi launched its attack. At this moment, Luo Feng and Di Qing maintained the highest level of vigilance as they piloted the black flying boat. Luo Feng, in particular, was tirelessly sustaining the Xuanqing Tian destruction formation diagram within his body, ensuring that its protective field remained intact. However, neither of them noticed the silent approach of the Blood Demon Alizi. Rip. A terrifying burst of energy suddenly tore through the Xuanqing Tian formation diagram like a bolt of lightning. Luo Feng's face turned pale in an instant. Not good. The moment the formation was breached, Luo Feng finally perceived the presence of a monstrous entity, a grotesque, centipede-like creature with countless twisted claws. Just sensing its existence made his stomach churn, his consciousness spinning as if reality itself was being overturned. Blood Demon Alizi. Luo Feng immediately recognized the assailant. Without hesitation, he unleashed his undying blood sea body at full power. A vast, endless sea of blood roared into existence, surging like tidal waves in all directions just as the Blood Demon Alizi launched its deadly strike. The blood sea, anchored by the Xuanqing Tian destruction formation, erupted with overwhelming force, managing to intercept the creature's lethal attack. I'll take you away first. Luo Feng released the undying sea of blood, largely to protect Di Qing. At this moment, Di Qing was already shaky. Luo Feng's main priority was protecting Di Qing. The poison of the Blood Demon Alizi was terrifyingly horrible. Just locking eyes with it could cause poisoning, and physical contact would make the venom 100 times deadlier. Whoosh. Without hesitation, Luo Feng waved his hand, instantly storing Di Qing away. The venom was so potent that even a late-stage enlightened God Emperor level expert, if their physical body isn't strong enough, could die instantly upon contact. Di Qing absolutely could not afford to be exposed to it. Now, with no distractions, Luo Feng could finally face the Blood Demon Alizi head-on. This poison. Even though his endless blood sea managed to keep the Blood Demon Alizi at bay, Luo Feng still inevitably made contact with the venom. The chilling toxin spread like wildfire, rapidly invading the blood sea, corrupting it with an overwhelming, insidious force. Die. The Blood Demon Alizi was utterly confident in its venom. Despite being a low-level Xuanhuan being, its unique existence allowed it to break free from the usual limitations of its kind. Its poison was its deadliest weapon, so potent that even late-stage enlightened God Emperor level cultivators who pursued the Tao could be repelled or outright slain by it. Luo Feng's undying blood sea body was vast beyond measure, and at this moment, he had no time to hold back. With a sweeping motion of his hand, he unleashed a devastating claw strike. A colossal, furry claw emerged, blotting out the sun as it covered the sky. The blood demon Elizzi had nowhere to flee. It was ruthlessly torn apart by the monstrous strike. However, the moment it was struck, the blood demon Elizzi immediately split into billions of microscopic centipede-like entities, rapidly dispersing and merging into the endless sea of blood. It shattered my true form with a single blow. A wave of sheer terror washed over the blood demon Elizzi. How can this guy be so powerful? The strike's overwhelming force made it impossible to withstand head-on. It had no choice but to completely split in an attempt to survive. Chirp. 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 The battlefield trembled as if heaven and earth were reversing. The sea of blood roared, surging violently. Xuanqing Tian Destruction Formation. Inside Luo Feng's body, the formation diagram spun at full power. The endless blood sea, like an immense net, ensnared every single one of the billions of micro-centipedes, drawing them all toward the eye of the blood sea. Within this eye, the formation diagram rapidly constructed a spatial prison, sealing off the swarm of fragmented blood demon Elizzi. Countless micro-blood demons struggled and launched frenzied counterattacks, causing the spatial cage to tremble violently, as if on the verge of collapse. Immortal heart suppress. At this critical moment, a blue-green pearl appeared within Luo Feng's body. As it activated, countless mystic veins extended outward, intertwining with Luo Feng's physical form and the endless blood sea. With this reinforcement, the blood seas might surged exponentially, its resilience skyrocketing dozens of times. It now possessed a nearly undying essence. Simultaneously, the eye of the blood sea, the core of the undying blood sea body, merged into the blue-green pearl. With the immortal heart's support, the spatial cage within the eye stabilized, locking the fragmented blood demon Elizzi inside. Whoosh! Within the eye of the blood sea, waves of blood coalesced into a massive, imposing claw. With crushing force, it reached for the trapped blood demons. 1 claw. 2 claws. 3 claws. Each strike annihilated a large portion of the blood demons, reducing them to mere dust. No. No. How is this possible? He's not even listed among Yulan City's elders. How can he be this strong? The fragmented blood demon Elizzi screamed in despair. No matter how fiercely it struggled, it was completely powerless before the terrifying claws of the undying blood sea body. After only 6 devastating strikes, Luo Feng ripped apart the concealed blood demon Elizzi's life core. As the life core shattered, all the dispersed fragments merged back into a single form, the blood demon Elizzi's true body. In its final moment, the blood demon Elizzi could hardly believe it. Its long path of growth had come to an abrupt, irreversible end. Finally, it's dead. Luo Feng let out a long sigh of relief as he gazed at the massive corpse of the blood demon Elizzi. I had to use 2 of my most powerful treasures just to slay it. He understood that relying solely on his inner world wouldn't have been enough to suppress the blood demon Elizzi. Only with the undying blood sea body, enhanced by the immortal heart, could he completely overpower this formidable enemy, crushing it with his claws until it was utterly destroyed. I actually managed to kill a low-level Xuanhuan life form at the late stage of the God Emperor realm. Luo Feng felt a mixture of emotions. Among the elders, very few had ever defeated such a powerful entity one-on-one. But he was well aware that his victory depended heavily on the power of his treasures. If he ever lost the immortal heart in the palm world, his strength would drop dramatically. Against an opponent like the blood demon Elizzi, he would have stood no chance. It's dead. How come the poison is still spreading? Frowning, Luo Feng noticed with growing unease that despite Elizzi's death, its deadly poison was still seeping into his endless blood sea. Thanks to the immortal heart, the spread of the poison had slowed significantly, but it showed no signs of stopping. The contamination was relentless. This poison. It's impossible to purge completely. Making a decisive choice, Luo Feng severed all energy connections to the poisoned portions of his blood sea. He knew that anything tainted by Elizzi's venom was beyond saving. With a heavy heart, he cut away 1/20th of the endless blood sea. As he watched, the severed portion of the blood sea was quickly devoured. Within moments, all that remained was a massive, twisted mass of poison, its form shifting erratically. The inky black poison, now condensed into a sphere roughly 3,000 kilometers in diameter, churned violently, filled with countless writhing thread-like substances. Suddenly, the countless twisting threads began to collapse inward, shrinking rapidly. In mere seconds, they condensed into a fist-sized drop of black liquid. I have no way to destroy this. Luo Feng stared at the black liquid, feeling a deep sense of dread. He dared not touch it again. This was the terrifying nature of low-level Xuanhuan lifeforms. Each was born with an innate ability to defy normal constraints, possessing unfathomable, unique traits. Some could conceal themselves so well that even god emperors failed to detect them. Others could bypass Yulan City's defenses, infiltrating its layers of security with ease. Every era, Yulan City faced attacks from these low-level Xuanhuan beings. Thankfully, Luo Feng had been living in the inner city, and for now, he had avoided such horrors. Elizie's poison will fetch a high price. Might as well store it. Taking out a special treasure storage device, Luo Feng cautiously sealed the black liquid inside. He knew that Elizie's venom must never come into contact with any living thing. The moment it touched something, it would corrode and spread uncontrollably. However, as long as it remained confined, its own energy wouldn't dissipate, making it highly valuable. We need to move now. Without hesitation, Luo Feng's body dissolved into a shadow of blood, blending into the surrounding world as he swiftly departed. The first rule of hunting Xuanhuan lifeforms was simple: never linger after a kill. After carefully evading any potential threats, Luo Feng finally summoned the black flying boat and, at the same time, released Di Qing. Though Di Qing still looked pale, he was alert once more. Did we escape? Di Qing quickly scanned his surroundings before warning. Blood Demon Lizzie had strong tracking abilities. If it failed to kill us, it might have marked us or worse, summoned its kin. No need to worry, Luo Feng said calmly, it's already dead. Di Qing was momentarily stunned, his face filled with disbelief. You actually killed it. The blood demon Elizzie was troublesome, but I gave it everything I had. Luo Feng nodded. Now that we're far from the battlefield, we're safe for the moment. Let's continue hunting. Blank. End of chapter. Subscribe. MTL World at Middle World 1 YouTube channel.